Have you ever stood in front of your mirror, slipped on a meaty skirt, and felt like something just wasn't right? You expected elegance, a graceful flow, maybe even that youthful spark. But instead, the reflection staring back at you looked heavier, older, or simply uninspired. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many women over 55 adore the idea of the midi skirt. It's classic, modest, and versatile. But too often, small styling mistakes turn this timeless piece into something that ages us rather than lifts us up. Here's the truth. A midi skirt can be one of the most powerful tools in your wardrobe. It has the potential to elongate your figure, bring effortless sophistication, and highlight your best features. But only if you know how to avoid the common traps. When worn the wrong way, a midi skirt can shorten your legs, overwhelm your frame, or even make you feel frumpy. And that's the last thing you want, especially when your goal is to embrace anti-aging fashion and look as vibrant on the outside as you feel on the inside. The good news? Every mistake has a solution. From choosing the wrong length or fabric to pairing it with the wrong shoes or accessories, there are style hacks that can completely transform how a midi skirt works for you. Once you know these tricks, you'll see how a simple change, like adjusting the hemline, adding a belt, or swapping out heavy shoes, can turn your outfit from aging to absolutely stunning. This isn't about following rigid fashion rules. It's about learning the subtle tweaks that allow you to step out with confidence, elegance, and that spark of youthful energy every woman deserves. So if you've ever wondered why your midi skirt doesn't look quite the way you imagined, stay with me. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 common mistakes women over 55 often make with midi skirts, and more importantly, how to fix them with timeless, elegant style hacks. And that brings us straight into the very first mistake, one that almost every woman has made at least once: choosing the wrong length. Mistake number 1, choosing the wrong length. Let's start with the most common and surprisingly overlooked mistake: wearing a midi skirt that hits at the wrong length. On paper, the midi skirt is supposed to be universally flattering, but in reality, not all hemlines are created equal. The difference of just a few inches can either make your legs look elegant and elongated, or cut them off awkwardly, leaving you looking shorter and older than you really are. Most women fall into the trap of choosing a skirt that stops at the widest part of the calf. It seems harmless at first, but here's what really happens. That hemline draws the eye directly to a spot that naturally looks heavier. Instead of streamlining your silhouette, it emphasizes bulk. The result? Your legs appear shorter and the entire outfit suddenly feels less graceful. Now imagine shifting that hemline slightly. When a midi skirt ends just below the knee, where the leg is narrower, or just above the ankle, where it creates a smooth line down to your shoes, the effect is completely different. Your legs instantly appear longer, and your whole frame looks lighter and more refined. That's the power of proportion. Fashion over 55 isn't about hiding your body, it's about celebrating it with small adjustments that highlight your strengths. Here's another styling secret. Your shoe choice works hand in hand with your skirt length. A hemline that ends mid-calf paired with a heavy shoe can double the problem, weighing you down. But that same skirt, when altered to skim just below the knee and styled with a delicate low heel or elegant flat, transforms into a chic, anti-aging fashion statement. It's a reminder that even timeless pieces like midi skirts need a thoughtful touch to bring out their best. If you've ever felt like your skirt made you look stumpy or older than you feel, chances are it wasn't the skirt itself, it was the length. And that's the empowering part. Because this is an easy fix. You don't need a whole new wardrobe, you simply need to pay attention to where the hem falls. Tailoring a midi skirt by an inch or two could be the difference between frumpy and fabulous. So the next time you try on a midi skirt, don't just ask if you like the print or the fit. Step back and notice where it cuts off your leg. Does it fall at the widest part of your calf, or does it glide gracefully below the knee? That small detail could completely change how you feel in your outfit. and how others see you. And while hem length is one of the most visible mistakes, it's not the only one. The very fabric your skirt is made from can either elevate your look or unintentionally age you. Let's explore that in the next section. Mistake number 2, choosing the wrong fabric. If the length of your midi skirt can make or break your silhouette, then the fabric has the power to decide whether your outfit feels luxurious or dated. Many women unknowingly age themselves by selecting skirts made from fabrics that are either too heavy, too stiff, or too cheap looking. It's not about the price tag alone, it's about how the fabric drapes, moves, and interacts with your body. Think about it. A thick, rigid polyester skirt may hold its shape, but it often adds bulk and feels lifeless. On the other end of the spectrum, a flimsy material that clings in the wrong places can emphasize areas you'd rather downplay. Both extremes work against you, especially if your goal is to look refined, elegant, and confident. A poor fabric choice can take a beautifully designed midi skirt and make it appear inexpensive or unflattering. The key lies in fabrics that flow and breathe, giving your outfit an effortless, elevated look. Lightweight wool, soft cotton blends, silk, or a quality crepe can all create a beautiful drape that moves with you. These materials add elegance without overwhelming your frame. They not only photograph well, but also feel good against your skin, an important detail often overlooked when we talk about style hacks for older women. When you feel comfortable, your confidence shines, and that's the true essence of anti-aging fashion. Here's another tip: pay attention to texture. Matte fabrics often look more sophisticated, while shiny or overly synthetic finishes can highlight wrinkles or distract from your natural beauty. For mature women, understated elegance always wins over loud, reflective surfaces. A midi skirt in a rich matte fabric paired with a simple blouse can look far more luxurious than a glossy skirt that tries too hard. And don't underestimate quality. Investing in one well-made skirt can often outshine having several cheaper options that lose their shape or color after a few washes. Timeless wardrobe essentials aren't about having more. They're about choosing pieces that will serve you season after season, adapting effortlessly to your evolving style. So the next time you're browsing for a midi skirt, pause for a moment and touch the fabric. Does it drape smoothly or does it feel stiff? Does it breathe or does it trap heat? Those little clues can tell you immediately whether the skirt will flatter you or age you. Length and fabric are foundational, but they aren't the full story. Even with the perfect cut and luxurious material, the wrong color or pattern can instantly undo all your efforts. That's why in the next section, we'll uncover the surprising truth about colors and prints, and how they can either refresh your style or add years you don't want. Mistake number 3, outdated colors and prints. Even with the perfect length and the most flattering fabric, the wrong color or print can instantly make your outfit feel outdated. Colors have incredible power. They can brighten your face, soften your features, and project vitality, or they can dull your glow and add years you don't want. Unfortunately, many women over 55 fall into the habit of sticking with safe shades that end up draining them. One common misstep is relying too heavily on dark, heavy tones. While black and deep brown are often considered timeless, when worn in large blocks, they can cast shadows on the face, highlighting fine lines instead of softening them. Similarly, muddy earth tones or overly faded shades can take away from the fresh, vibrant energy you want your clothes to express. Prints can be just as tricky. Large, busy florals may have been popular decades ago, but on a midi skirt, they often overwhelm the frame and look dated. The same goes for overly bold geometric patterns that lack subtlety. Instead of making a stylish statement, these prints can feel more like a throwback, and not in a chic, retro way. So what should you choose instead? Modern elegance lies in clean, refined palettes and thoughtfully scaled patterns. Soft neutrals like ivory, taupe, and gray work beautifully as a foundation. Pastel tones, think soft blush, gentle lavender, or muted teal, can add a youthful glow without appearing childish. When it comes to prints, opt for smaller, more delicate designs that add interest without taking over the entire look. A subtle pinstripe, a small polka dot, or a minimal floral can feel fresh and sophisticated. And here's a timeless trick. Pay attention to how the color interacts with your skin tone. If you try on a midi skirt and notice your complexion looks brighter, your eyes more alive, and your smile more radiant, that's your color. If, on the other hand, you notice dullness or shadows, it may be a sign that the skirt's shade is aging you. The beauty of choosing the right color and pattern is that it doesn't just flatter your body, it lights up your whole presence. It says, I'm here, confident, and fully myself. And that's far more powerful than any passing trend. Now that we've explored the impact of colors and prints, let's look at another factor that can transform how your midi skirt frames your body: the cut and fit of the skirt itself. Mistake number 4, the wrong fit or silhouette. Even with the right length, luxurious fabric, and modern color palette, your midi skirt can still work against you if the silhouette isn't right. Fit is everything. A skirt that's too tight can feel restrictive and emphasize areas you'd rather soften, while one that's too loose can swallow your shape and add unnecessary bulk. Both extremes can unintentionally age you by hiding your natural elegance. Many women over 55 gravitate toward oversized skirts because they want comfort or coverage. While comfort is essential, too much volume often overwhelms the frame, creating a boxy outline that looks heavy rather than graceful. On the flip side, a skirt that clings too tightly around the hips and thighs can feel less sophisticated and may even highlight features in an unflattering way. Balance is key. The most flattering midi skirt silhouettes tend to be those that skim the body without squeezing it. An A-line cut, for example, gently follows your waist and hips before flaring out in a soft line, giving you shape without excess bulk. Pleated skirts can also be wonderful, as long as the pleats are fine and lightweight rather than stiff and wide. These styles elongate your figure, create movement, and radiate sophistication. Another styling hack is to pay attention to where the waistband sits. A high-waisted midi skirt can help define the waistline, giving the illusion of longer legs and a more proportioned frame. Worn with a tucked-in blouse or a fitted top, it instantly looks polished. Mid-rise skirts can work too, but they require careful balancing with the rest of the outfit. The golden rule is this: let the skirt enhance your shape, not disguise it. When you choose the right silhouette, something magical happens. Instead of feeling like you're hiding behind fabric, you feel supported by it. The skirt moves with you, flatters your frame, and allows you to step out with confidence. Fashion at this stage of life isn't about squeezing into trends, it's about knowing what works for your body and leaning into it with pride. So, if your midi skirts have been leaving you feeling either too boxy or too pinched, it might not be you, it might be the cut. A simple shift to a more flattering silhouette can change everything about how you carry yourself. And while the shape of the skirt is crucial, there's another detail that can make or break your outfit: how you define the waist. That's why in the next section, we'll talk about belts, waistlines, and the small tweaks that create a beautifully balanced look. Mistake number 5, ignoring the waistline or belt. One of the most overlooked styling mistakes with midi skirts is forgetting the waistline, or worse, hiding it completely. The waist is the natural anchor of your outfit. When it disappears, your entire silhouette can look undefined, leaving you with a boxy or shapeless appearance that adds years instead of taking them away. For many women over 55, the temptation is to wear looser tops that hang over the skirt. It feels comfortable, yes, but it often erases the waistline, creating a straight up and down effect. Without that visual break, the body looks heavier and less polished. It's a simple oversight, but it makes a powerful difference. The solution? accentuate the waist in subtle, elegant ways. A midi skirt paired with a tucked-in blouse or a neatly fitted top instantly restores balance. It draws the eye upward, elongates the legs, and gives your figure shape. Even if you prefer a flowy blouse, a simple half tuck can create the same effect without sacrificing comfort. Belts are another secret weapon. The right belt doesn't just hold your outfit together, it transforms it. A slim, leather belt in a neutral color can add structure, while a slightly wider belt can define your waist beautifully if your skirt is more voluminous. Think of the belt as the bridge between your top and your skirt. It creates harmony and prevents the outfit from looking disconnected. But here's an important detail. Avoid belts that are overly decorative or too flashy. Large buckles or ornate designs can look outdated. Instead, aim for clean, modern lines that add elegance without distraction. The goal is to highlight your shape, not overshadow it. When you define the waistline, something subtle yet powerful happens. You look more polished, your posture improves, and your outfit instantly feels more intentional. It's one of the simplest anti-aging fashion hacks you can use, and it costs almost nothing to implement. Now, you might be thinking, even with the perfect waistline, something still feels off sometimes. And you'd be right, because what you wear on your feet can either complete the look or completely break it. That's why in the next section, we'll uncover the shoe mistakes that so often undermine the elegance of a midi skirt. Mistake number 6, wearing the wrong shoes with midi skirts. You can have the perfect length, the most flattering fabric, a modern color, and even a beautifully defined waistline. But if your shoes aren't right, the entire look can fall apart. Shoes are not just accessories, they set the tone for your entire outfit. And with midi skirts, the wrong choice can add bulk, cut off your legs, or clash with the graceful lines you've worked so hard to create. One of the most common mistakes is pairing a midi skirt with heavy, clunky shoes. Thick soles, chunky boots, or overly practical sneakers may feel comfortable, but they often weigh down the outfit. Instead of looking elegant, the skirt suddenly appears frumpy, and your proportions suffer. Another misstep is wearing shoes that are too dated or worn out. No matter how beautiful your skirt is, tired-looking footwear can instantly age your entire style. So, what works best? Shoes that complement the length and flow of the skirt. Low-block heels, slingbacks, or pointed-toe flats elongate the legs while keeping things comfortable. Even a sleek ankle boot can work beautifully, as long as it doesn't cut your leg line at an awkward spot. The goal is always to extend the visual line of the leg, not interrupt it. Color also matters. A nude or skin-toned shoe can blend seamlessly and create the illusion of longer legs, while a black shoe with a black skirt can create an elegant, continuous line. On the other hand, shoes that contrast too sharply with your skirt, especially in chunky styles, can break up the flow and make you appear shorter. Another tip, pay attention to proportion. If your skirt is more voluminous, go for shoes with a bit of structure. If your skirt is slim and tailored, a more delicate shoe will enhance its refinement. Matching your footwear to the mood of your outfit is one of those small but transformative details that elevate your look from ordinary to elegant. Remember, shoes carry the story of your outfit from top to bottom. Choosing the wrong pair can undermine your style, but the right one can tie everything together in a way that feels graceful, youthful, and timeless. And yet there's one more mistake that often goes unnoticed. Not about any single item, but about the outfit as a whole. Because even if each piece is beautiful, if they don't work together in harmony, the look can still fall flat. In the next section, we'll talk about balance and why overlooking the bigger picture is one of the most common fashion traps. Mistake number 7, forgetting balance in the overall outfit. A midi skirt on its own can be beautiful, But style is never just about one piece. It's about the harmony of the entire outfit. One of the biggest mistakes women over 55 make is focusing only on the skirt while neglecting the balance of everything else: the top, the outerwear, the accessories, even the jewelry. When balance is forgotten, the outfit often feels unfinished or overwhelming, no matter how lovely the skirt may be. For example, pairing a flowy midi skirt with an oversized blouse and a chunky cardigan might feel cozy, but it drowns your frame in fabric. The eye doesn't know where to rest, and the elegance of the skirt gets lost. On the other hand, wearing a sleek, fitted midi skirt with a very tight top and bold statement jewelry can feel harsh and heavy, pulling the look out of proportion. Balance lives somewhere in the middle. The key is to think of your outfit as a conversation among the pieces. If your skirt is flowy, let your top be more structured, like a tucked-in blouse or a tailored blazer. If your skirt is more fitted, add softness on top with a light cardigan or a blouse that drapes just enough. Accessories should enhance, not compete. A delicate necklace or a pair of understated earrings can bring refinement, while a statement handbag can ground the look without overpowering it. Shoes, belts, and outerwear also play a role. A sleek trench coat with a pleated midi feels timeless, while a cropped jacket with an A-line skirt adds modern balance. The secret is proportion. When each piece supports the others, the entire outfit feels intentional, polished, and deeply elegant. Think of your midi skirt not as the star, but as part of an ensemble. When every element complements the other, you don't just look put together, you look radiant. The outfit becomes an expression of harmony, and that harmony is what makes style look effortless at any age. We've now uncovered 7 common mistakes and, more importantly, the solutions that turn a simple skirt into a timeless statement. But before you rush to reorganize your wardrobe, let's take a moment to reflect and tie everything together. In the conclusion, I'll share how these small changes add up to something far greater: a confident, elegant version of yourself that shines in every season of life. Conclusion. We've just uncovered the 7 most common mistakes women make with midi skirts, and more importantly, how to turn each one into a style advantage. From the length of the hemline to the fabric that moves with you, from modern colors and flattering silhouettes to the right belt, shoes, and overall balance, every detail matters. These aren't rigid fashion rules. They're small, thoughtful adjustments that allow you to show up with elegance, confidence, and timeless beauty. The truth is, fashion after 55 isn't about chasing trends or hiding behind clothes. It's about embracing who you are and choosing pieces that celebrate your life, your body, and your story. A well-chosen midi skirt can do more than complete an outfit. It can reflect the woman you've become: graceful, strong, and beautifully vibrant. That's the essence of anti-aging fashion tips: style that makes you feel alive, not older. And here's the best part: you don't need to buy a whole new wardrobe. You already have most of the tools. A few shifts, adjusting the length, investing in better fabrics, experimenting with modern colors, or simply adding the right pair of shoes can transform how you feel in your clothes. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. When you feel comfortable and confident, that's when true elegance shines through. So the next time you slip on a midi skirt, remember, it's not just fabric and thread. It's a canvas to express your identity, your wisdom, and your timeless beauty. When styled with intention, it becomes one of the most powerful and flattering pieces in your wardrobe. If this video inspired you, I'd love for you to stay connected. Subscribe to this channel for more elegant outfits for mature women, luxury fashion over 60, and timeless style inspiration that will keep you feeling radiant at every stage of life. And if you're ready for the next step, don't miss my upcoming video, where we'll dive deeper into simple but powerful wardrobe upgrades that instantly refresh your entire look. Because style at any age should never be about limitation. It should always be about liberation.